We're back.
Yes.
8th edition of ÖTILLÖ 2013, and we have the leaders at or on the island of Ornö. It's still, as we think, it's Björn Englund and Paul Kroschak from Team Head Swimming up in the lead, and chasing their backs is Ika. Now we have pictures from cut-off 3, and over to you, Johan.
Okay, here we have a team entering the pier at Mörtebundsön, and let's see if they're gonna enter the water right over here, where most of the people have entered the water so far, and see if we can have a comment and ask them how the race been so far. Let's move ahead and see if they wanna talk with us. Okay, guys, how's the race been so far?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's so much fun.
Cool. Where are you from?
We're both from Stockholm.
Okay. And what has been the best part of the race so far?
I don't know, the longer swims. They're pretty fun. They're challenging, but...
The latest one swim, the 1400 one with fucking meter waves and stuff. It's really fun.
And how's the running been?
Tougher and tougher. Very good at start, and now the legs are starting to feel pretty tired. But
Yeah, the same.
Okay, enjoy the rest of the race, and we'll see if we have a few more people entering the water side over here. There's two more teams coming down from the meadows at Mörtebundsön. And finally the sun starts to shine on us. Finally, for our point of view, but the racers might think it's a little bit too hot. Let's see if we can have a comments from the rest of the guys. Hi guys, how's it going?
That's going okay.
Do you have fun?
Yeah, enjoying the day.
Yeah, enjoying the day, though my knee is hurting a bit.
What has been the best part of the day so far?
The coffee up here, I think.
yeah. Or the Red Bull. The Red Bull was great. Hey mom.
So the teams are just going in the water here, and they are gonna cross this small strait and have a short run at Mörtebundsön and Kyminde, and then the long killing run starts. Here we had a mixed team. I think it's the fourth mixed team, so it's pretty high up mixed team entering the water here.
Yes. Then we want my screen up on on our screen, and there we can see how the top 5 or 6 teams are now on Ornö.
For the long run of almost 70 Ks. Wrong, 20 Ks.
Yeah.
70 Ks. That's the whole race.
Yes, that's the whole race. And over here at this mark, the final 15 will start, which is a mile breaker prize, I should say, within the race. So when you're here, you only have 15K left to go, which is mostly the run on Ornö. And when you're done with Ornö, it almost feels like you're actually done with the race, because you only have these small islands, and you do short swimming, and then you do some running, and then you have short swimming, and then here you're up on Utö, and you do the final run up here to us where we are sitting right now, and we've been watching the teams all day, and they're doing this great job, and they're going very fast, and we will have great times if nothing happens to the teams now.
And the pictures from cutoff 3 at Mörtebundsö. We see the teams entering the water for a 200-meter swim to Schimmelbundsö. And it's the ordinary swimrun equipment. You have compression cuffs, modified wetsuit, some use hand paddles.
And pull buoy, and also the trail shoes there, and some socks usually. And then he has does he just have an ordinary water bottle, I think,
Yes, I
in
think
a
so.
homemade pocket
Yes.
on his back, lower back. And as you can see, they are pretty decent swimmers, everyone who's doing this race. I don't think I've seen anyone doing breaststroke, because that would take too much time. All of them can actually do the freestyle.
And they have been racing now for 6 hours and almost 50 minutes. And they're going to the hard 1.5k trail running on Schimmelbundsö, and then they have the last long swim left of 970 meters. Team 58, Daniel Becker, an experienced ultra trail runner who has been doing 100 miles races several times. And there we had team number 30, Frusén and Kjellman. And they're talking a bit in the water. Now they're going.
I think Johan is gonna do some talking, hopefully.
Okay, we have two more teams, one more team coming down here. Guys, can I have a comment from you? How's it going?
It's going.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Going okay.
Right. What has been the best part of the race so far?
I don't know. I think the first part actually. Yeah, it's getting tougher now.
Right. Feeling tired?
Well, not that tired. We can still go on a bit.
Good luck.
Where do we get out?
Okay, how's it going?
I think it's going very fine.
Very fine?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit tired, but no, I think it's good.
How's the water temperature?
Yeah, it had been a little bit cold about the long swim run, about 1400 meters. It was a little bit cold in the end, but I think it's okay. Now the temperature is up again, and now it's going to be nice to take a swim.
Okay, enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back to the studio here in ÖTILLÖ, where Anders Svärd and I, Åsa Annerstedt, are trying to keep track of Enervit, Team Enervit, with Erik Strand and Koje Danielsson. And now it looks like they are dropping quite a bit, because if you look at the Schimmelbundsön, they were on a 6th place, 24 minutes behind the leaders. And on Schimmelbundsö now, they are at the 8th place, 41 minutes behind. So maybe they got tired. Maybe now the race starts for them.
Yes.
How will they do the last 20 or 15, 20 Ks? It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough for everyone. But
Yes.
we really don't want anyone to drop out.
And as you saw before, we had sadly Jonas Kolting's team dropping out.
Yes,
And,
and Annika Åström and Fredrik Åström also
Yes.
dropped out. So it's especially when there are those top teams that are actually on the podium or right around there, you see that it's very, very sad.
And we have not talked so much about the mixed teams, but we have right now it's Ankan and Freddan that's in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think latest report was 5 minutes after is team Adeptic with Björn Rosenthal och Marika Wagner.
So closing in.
Yes, they're closing in, and I know that Björn is a real good runner. So we'll see what happens at Onö.
Mm-hmm.
But Freddan and Ankan is experienced swim runners and won the Swimrun this year, and last year they ended up at 4th place here at
Yes.
ÖTILLÖ. So I think they really want to get to the podium this year.
Absolutely.
And I also
sucks
think
being
they
the
will.
4th.
Yes. Otherwise, it's still what we can see. Team Head Swimming running very fast at Onö. And we're working on getting pictures from Onö later. And they're followed by Team Livskvalitet by Ika Hagsätra, Lelle Moberg and Magnus Olander, which is last year's winners. And I think they really want to get closer to Björn and Paul.
Oh yes, of course, but they don't right now.
No.
Right now it's Team Nybroviken with Simon and Rasmus are great swimmers that are actually keeping their distance and not losing more. They had a really rough time around I think it was Ed Nature Sprint Prize. You saw they were walking into the station, the aid station.
Yes.
They took their time. It's hard, I thought that maybe this long run would be their Achilles because they don't have the fluids and the liquids carrying with them. But what I can see from the tracking system, which is not all that correct because they go for the middle times, I think, that you already have done during the race. So it's not really where you are. But at least on that tracking system, it looks like they're not falling back anymore. They're keeping I think it was like 7 minutes
Yes.
behind the leader, and they've had 7 minutes now for a while. So maybe they don't lose so much more time than that. And of course, Antti Antonov and Marcus Hultgren, Be Quick redovisning, are doing a good job.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's the fight for the 3rd spot, I think. It's between Simon and Rasmus and Antti and Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And here you see the leaderboard.
Yes, and we're waiting for them to hit the milebreaker.com final 15, which means that they have 15k left to us.
Yes,
Here in
15 Ks of running and swimming.
Yes.
Short jumps into the water and short running on the islands.
But it doesn't feel like that
No.
this late in the
No,
we can
not
sit
at
here
all.
watching the map and be really like, oh, this is nothing. But when you're there and you're so tired, those short swims feels like forever.
And on Onö, it's quite easy running, except for the last part. Last K is, what do you say, very off-trail
Mhm.
running. And the last 15 Ks is, apart from that, is rock running on the small islands between Onö and Utö. And then when you get up at Utö, you have 3.3 Ks of gravel. Up to Utö Värdshus and the finish line and the race banquet. That's another part of ÖTILLÖ. It's the everyone, almost everyone knows each other, and talk to each other, and you talk about the race and the upcoming race next year, what you should do different and things like that. That's also part of the race.
Absolutely. Here we have the tracking system that I was talking about, and I guess that it wasn't GPS, but it was they take the times that you registered at each time point, and the computer makes a middle
Average
yeah,
calculation.
pace
Yes.
what pace you will do. And I know this is big in the classic events in Sweden, as Vasaloppet, Lidingöloppet. You can always get this SMS thing when you have someone you know doing the race, and you get an SMS every time they cross a time point, and then they estimate the time for the next time point, and also when they expect them to finish. So this is pretty much the same system.
Yes. So this picture can be a lie.
It can be a
It
lie,
can be, but it
it
should be.
pretty good.
Yes.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. So we're waiting for pictures from Une, and still waiting. Our camera team is entering Une right now, we know, and we're hoping to get some real good shots from.
Yes, we haven't seen them now in a
No.
while, so we hope to see that everything is okay and that they all sticking together. I can show on this map. Mhm. Can I get the map up? Thank you. Here at Une kyrka, that's where the aid station were last year and the years before on this run. But now this year they actually did a little reconstruction of the course. So you actually go down this way here, and I'm assuming that there will be a little race start here somewhere, an aid station too, to get
Yes.
some water, and then you will start the final 15.
Yeah, that station is the last real energy station. No, that's wrong. It's the you have one more big station at the island of Långberling, which is if you go further down, that one, the big
This
island.
one.
Yes,
This one.
there
is
you have a
Långbergen.
bigger energy, the last big energy station with coffee and
Donuts.
donuts,
No.
hamburgers.
Pizza.
No, but coffee they have. That's good to have in the end of the race.
So that what it looks like right now, but they still have a lot of time left to go down to the church, Une church, where the as a team you will actually start to feel like I will manage this, I can make this, even if I'm super tired and I'm hurting, I will make this now,
Yes.
because you have so much behind you, and there's no feeling greater than finishing
Yep.
ÖTILLÖ.
It's fantastic feeling. And we have the third cutoff. We will close at 2:30, so it's 1 hour and 40 minutes left for the last teams arriving at that cutoff, and we will see later on if there will be any more teams to be picked off.
Well,
the course.
this year it could be a record of
Yes.
finishing teams as well, because the weather is so nice. I know it's a little bit warmer now, but it doesn't matter this long into the race. You actually will enjoy the sun. So I think I wish I would have raced this day, because I think that the weather is just perfect. Cool in the morning when you have all this energy and you just want to go. And then when you get tired and you have low energy, the sun comes out and actually gives you some warmth, some heat. So
Yeah, that's good. And for you who is new to to our live streaming right now, we can tell you that the top runners or top swim runners now they have been out for almost 7 hours, and they have run about 45 Ks and been swimming around 7 Ks, and the whole race is 75 Ks. It's 65 Ks of running and 10 Ks of swimming, and
Team Head Swimming just have the 15K left now. They
Okay.
just crossed the line. So Paul and Björn have passed the milebreaker.com time check. So they were there in 6 hours and 54 minutes.
then they have run like no one has done before, because
No.
it's very fast, and I think they will absolutely go under 9 hours.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
It's even we even talked about 8:40. So that is a very fast time, and I think it's the day.
Yes.
It's the nice weather, not warm water, but I mean the temperature in the air and the water is so similar, so it won't be that bad. I mean, it was pretty bad a couple years ago when it was kind of warm up and then very cool in the water. The body has a hard time adjusting.
And we are waiting for the second team, Team Livskvalitet by Ica Hagsätra, last year's winners, and see if they are chasing.
And they should be about hopefully not more than 5 minutes behind. Hopefully not more than 5 minutes behind.
But I think 5 minutes maybe is too much.
It might be, yeah.
To win.
This is where you start to see who will actually win, or yeah.
Yes. Because it's not so much left, and there is no particular long swim or run, so it's just to keep a steady pace right now.
Yes.
And so that will be very interesting to see. And we are working on pictures from Onö. Do we have any pictures from the Red Bull cutoff? You see, it's a fantastic environment you're racing in. You see the racers going into the water.
So the Red Bull station, and they're diving in.
And I think for the teams, the international teams, this environment and the Stockholm archipelago is very, very beautiful. They haven't seen this before. You also can see before it was cloud, and now we have the sun shining on the racers.
A light breeze. It's not bad at all.
Yes, I think it was more windy before. Maybe,
Yes, maybe.
or maybe the wind have turned.
And also the wind gets to the water differently depending on where the small islands are located. So it could be bad on one swim and then not so bad on the next.
Yes. And these racers are now doing a 200-meter swim and then get up and doing the 1.5K running on Kymmene, and then they have to face the last long swim of 970 meters. And after that is almost running and running and a little bit shorter swims. And I think all these races, they will have no problem of ending the race, and they will make good times also. It's more like, I think if you will reach this cutoff 3 at maybe 2 o'clock, there you have a problem to finish the race in the right time. Do we know anything about Team Livskvalitet? Has they reached milebreaker.com.
We still only have the team head swimming crossing milebreaker.com, the final 15. So these pictures here are we're watching the little teams, or the teams that are a little bit behind crossing over here, but
Last
you
year,
can see
yes,
that
sorry.
there's quite far between them, even in the same team.
Yes. And Björn and Paul were passing milebreaker.com point at 6 hours and 53 minutes, and last year's winners passed this point last year at 7 hours and 27 minutes, and they had a final time of 9 hours and 11 minutes. So absolutely, I think maybe it can be a time down to 8:35 maybe.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? It would be incredible if they did you. And I mean, Björn, he's just it's his record.
Yes, it's his
He's just
record.
killing his own record.
Yes.
So it's fun to see him do that.
And he has the record together with Antti,
Yes.
who is now I think on 4th place. The
Something
quick
like
redovisning,
that.
Antti is racing
Yes.
with Marcus.
Yes, that's correct. On 4th place. Chased by, but still up at Hav med FES. The adventure racing guys, they're still, it's kind of far.
Yeah.
And both teams are great runners.
Yes.
So in the beginning, it's easier to say if you're a swimmer or a runner, but then when you come this far,
Here's pictures from
you're pretty much a runner.
from Ornö.
So this is Lelle and Magnus just came in. And now you can see, of course, maybe it's not great that the sun comes out when it's the long run. I'm pretty sure they would have liked some rain and some clouds on the long run, but it's they get what they get.
Yes, and on this at Ornö, it's if you take off the wetsuit totally, it's the only place you do it on.
Yes.
But I think now they were very fast, but they had it on, I think.
They had it on.
Only
And Antti Antonov, he has zips on the legs, so he actually opens the legs but without taking it off.
Yeah.
And that's like one of those entrepreneurs things that the teams have done during the years, because you can't go out and buy an ÖTILLÖ
Swimrun.
swimsuit
Yes.
or wetsuit. So you actually make your own how you want it to be. But it is kind of hard for your thighs to have that type of material around the leg the whole day. So it's not too bad to actually just open up and do some air conditioning.
But I think we have heard some rumors about maybe next year or next year after that maybe there will be specific swimrun wetsuits. Because this sport is growing so fast here in Sweden, and so maybe this smart inventions from people will end up in some real wetsuit that you can buy.
Yes,
in
and
our-
now with all the qualifying races and all the races out in Sweden, and as you said, maybe one in Europe next year, of course there will be market for this kind of wetsuits.
Yes.
So if it's head that starts it, yeah, of course they're going to have an advantage on the
Yes.
market for it. I can tell you that Magnus and Lelle are about 8 minutes behind Paul and Björn. So the gap were bigger than 5 minutes, which
Yes.
I didn't want to realize that.
No.
I really didn't.
And everything can still happen, of course. But I think if nothing happens to Paul and Björn, I think they will be the winner this year,
Yes,
winning
they
team
look
this
really
year.
strong, and their revenge from I think it was Amfibiemannen maybe, or
Yes.
I know they did some race where I saw them, and I was a little surprised. I know Paul got very tired, but
Yes.
it was a good training for
Yes.
this, especially if they end up winning.
And I
They
think
did everything right.
Björn and Paul, they have prepared very well for this race, and have been doing specific swim run training. So
What I've heard overall, a lot of teams have actually done swim
Yes.
run training, which I don't think so many teams have done before. I've never done
No.
anything like that.
Yes.
I've just been working out, training, running, and then swimming, but separate. We can take a look at the map again. Please, Robin. Karta. Just to see here that, maybe Team Nybroviken just passed the... No, they didn't. I thought they might have catching up a little bit, because they're very close together on this map, on the tracking device, but let's see. Take a look here at top 3. So it looks like Team Nybroviken should be pretty close.
And I think we will have the winners. If you look to last year, from this mile breaker point to the finish line, it's around 1 hour and 40 minutes. So maybe it's around what can you say, 2:30? No, 2:35. Because the race started 5:55. So I think they will 8:40 or something. And
Yeah, Team Nybroviken are 11 minutes behind the leaders, and maybe 3 minutes behind Magnus and Lelle. So it's not too bad.
Yes. Do we know anything about the mixed teams? The battle between Fred and Ankan and Team Adeptic?
Yeah, not since the last time. They were 17th, 18th, and 19th at the last stop. So, and there are quite some minutes in between. So they're not together, even if they have the spots behind each other. So we have to wait until we...
Here's a team that has abandoned the race. Is it a mixed team?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
We haven't told you so much about the safety organization, but there is a team of nurses and doctor to look at the competitors. If there is any problem, you can get help pretty fast. Okay, we're looking at the swim between cutoff 3 and Kymmene-Bunsö, and the teams are arriving.
There's still a lot of teams getting in the water, so
yes,
and they have a nice weather, nice wind.
yes. It looks perfect conditions.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we have 3 teams passing the milebreaker.com, the final 15, and it's head swimming that has pulled away even further, 8 minutes from Team Livskvalitet by Ika Hagsätra, and 11 minutes down to Team Nybroviken with the great swimmers.
We can see women class. where we have the second team. The first team is Puppeteers.
We have to go back to Red Bull Energy Station to get the top 3. And as you can see, Charlotte Nilsson and Bibben Nordblom doesn't really have any competitions today. They are 46 and 59 minutes behind the outstanding girls, so they can pretty much walk walk over here to us.
And mixed.
We can take a look at the mixed. There we have at the Red Bull station. We have 2 minutes. That's pretty close. That's the one that we are excited about. Then you drop down in the 40s, in the 50s or 30. Yeah, 40s, 50s, and we can see if they top 4. Team Icebreaker Sweden is the 4th team. They're 42 minutes behind Team Fredan and Ankan. So they are. I think Fredan and Ankan will take this.
Okay.
I do think so. I know that you think Björn and Marika, but I hope at least they fight for it.
Yes, we'll see what happens.
So that's the deal right now between the categories. We're gonna go on a break, but when we come back, we will keep track on who's crossed the line over at milebreakers.com for the final 15.
Yes.
We're closing in to the finish now. We'll see you in a bit.